Hey guys, what's going on? How's the vinyl community doing today? Well, I saw this a few days ago, and I probably should have done it the other day, but there's a thread going around right now, and it's gonna be for, so I'm jumping on a thread. How's that sound? I know, I'm not unprepared as usual. So I'm jumping on a thread. This is for Christian at Front to Back Vinyl. Christian's kind of a new channel, and he hasn't been around that long, but he's got some following and so on. He's a really nice guy, it seems like. So dipping his toes into it, I guess you'd say. At least I don't think he's been around that long. How's that sound? He's kind of new to me recently. So anyway, he came up with this idea for a thread. Let's just get to it now that I've rambled off or whatever. So what he came up with this idea of 3 bands or artists, 3 decades. So he wants an album from a decade. He wants them 3 decades apart or whatever, 70s, 80s, 90s, etc., etc. So he wants. So let's kind of narrow it down, because you got to have an artist that's been around for 3 decades so you can show. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. And if you know me, you probably know where I'm going to go with a lot of this stuff. So I don't think there's going to be any surprises from any of you of who these bands are. So I'm going to start with the hottest band in the world, Kiss. This is Dynasty from 1979. This is the start of their change a little bit. This is sort of the disco era. This is the last album that has Peter Criss on it. This has got Charisma, I Was Made for Loving You, Dirty Living, Hard Times, Magic Touch, X-Ray Eyes, that style of music. I, as a Kiss fan, really dig this album. What I really dig about it is you've got Hard Times, 2000 Man, and Save Your Love, which are all sang by Ace. And the 2000 Man, it's a remake of the Rolling Stones song. Great tune. It's a cool album all the way through. But it is a little disco-esque, a little poppy for early Kiss. So that was from 79. So we're going to jump ahead 10 years. And we go to Hot in the Shade. This comes out in 1989. This album is the last album with the great Eric Carr on drums before he dies. This is the lineup there: Paul, Gene, Bruce, and Eric. This has got Hide Your Hearts, probably the biggest hit on here. Cadillac Dreams, King of Hearts, Rise to It, Betrayed. This is really cool stuff. I know this album gets a lot of shit and people don't like it, but I dig this record. The Gene songs on here are really cool. There's just some good stuff on here, in my opinion. So, kind of heavy, heavier than their mid-'80s stuff. It's heavier than Asylum and Crazy Nights and stuff like that. So it's a little bit heavier. It kind of leads into their next album is Revenge, which is a lot heavier than even this. So, but yeah, Kiss, Hot in the Shade from 1989. So now we'll jump back ahead to 1998. Psycho Circus. This is billed as the reunion album. Band gets back together with the original 4 members. They put this record out, tell us it's an original one. We now know Peter and Ace played on this a little bit, but not a whole lot. Bruce is involved in this record as Ace is, or more. And same with Eric on drums. Eric Singer on drums. But this is a pretty cool record. I mean, it's okay. It doesn't have some of the greatest songs on here, but there's songs like Raise Your Glasses and You Wanted the Best and stuff are kind of cool songs. I Pledge Allegiance to rock and roll. But yeah, You Wanted the Best is cool. They all kind of sing on it at the same time. So that's the 3 decades, 79, 89, and 98. Now I'm going to move on to my other favorite band you guys all know, Megadeth, Cryptic Writings, 1997. This is the one that's got Trust and Almost Honest and A Secret Place and Have Cool Will Travel, She-Wolf, and so on. Use the Man's on here. This is a killer record. See if I can This is the classic, what we would consider the classic lineup of Dave, Nick, and Marty on here. The, not the original lineup, of course, but what is considered by many the classic lineup of Megadeth. So that was in 1997. Jump ahead 10 years to 2007, United Abominations. This is a really good record too. Doesn't have a ton of stuff unless you're a Megadeth fan that you'd really know on here. What I do really like on this is there is a remake of A To The Moon on here with, I think it's Amy Lee from Evanescence that sings it, but don't quote me on that. But this is that era where Dave Ellefson's not in the band. He left for a while, then he comes back, and of course now he's out again. James Lomenzo's playing bass, if I remember correctly. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you which drummer they had at this point in time, but let's face it, Megadeth is Dave Mustaine, and this is a killer record. Now I'm going to jump ahead to 2016, 9 years later, Dystopia. This is The Threat Is Real, Dystopia, Post-American World. This is really cool stuff too. I mean, I'm sorry, Megadeth is one of my favorites. You guys know that. I'm never going to say anything bad about any of these records. So, Dystopia from 2016. All right, next up, we're going to go Black Sabbath Volume 4. It comes out in 1972. Like the title states, this is their fourth record. What can you say about Sabbath? I mean, this is just a killer record all the way through and through. Been talked about multiple times on these channels, I am sure. Black Sabbath Volume 4, 1972. Now we jump ahead 11 years to 1983 and Black Sabbath Born Again. This is the only album with Ian Gillan on vocals, and this album kicks ass. I know it gets a lot of shit for the mix. The band didn't really like the way it was mixed, but I love this record, and over time this has become a cult classic. Black Sabbath's Born Again, trash, Zero the Hero, just great stuff. So we're going to jump ahead into the 90s now, 1992. Black Sabbath's Dehumanizer, they get back with Ronnie James Dio, and I don't think Bill's on this record. I think it's yes, no, that is not Bill Ward. Shit, I can't remember. This is Vinny or who's playing the drums on here? Yeah, Vinny Appice. Or Vinny Appice or Vinny Appice or whatever, depending on which brother you talk to. I really like this record. A lot of people don't. I think this goes back. This kind of reminds me of Mob Rules a little bit. So, but yeah, they got back together and tried it again. Very cool stuff. Dehumanizer from 1992. So there you go. 3 bands, 3 albums, 3 different decades. Like I said, that's for Christian over at Front to Back Vinyl. I'll put a link to his original thread, his thread starter down below. Go over, give him a watch, give him a like, and give him a sub if you haven't already. All right, thanks guys. Have a good rest of your week, man. We'll talk to y'all later.